And this is
Living the Dream with special guest.
And this is Living the Dream.
Well, you get to work with beautiful, cool people.
That's right, I do.
I'm here, you guys, living my dream.
See, y'all have fun. That's what I like.
And this is Living the Dream.
Living the Dream.
Yeah.
Good, and I want you to come to our show so we can help you make your dream come true. Thank you.
Hasta la.
Ciao.
Hey everyone, you're watching Living the Dream, and I'm your host, Roger Palomino, and I have the honor to talk to a very talented actor, and he's also a professor of theater at Blinn College. Please welcome Greg Weiss.
Hello.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thanks, Roger.
No problem, no problem. So I want to get started with your resume. It's very interesting, very diverse too, because aside from teaching theater, you've also been in the production of Our Town, and you played Mr. Webb.
I am playing it, yeah, right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you last appeared on stage here in Houston, prior to that in the Classical Theater Company, and then also other regional theaters, including the Alley Theater, Stage Repertory Theater, 80 Players, Dallas Shakespeare Festival, and Interactive.
Yep.
And then also, aside from that, you're also the artistic director, right?
I used to be, yeah, for about 3 years, but I worked 9 years at Unity Theater out in Brenham, Texas.
In Brenham, Texas, where you teach.
Yes.
Excellent, yes.
And where all the cows are very happy making Bluebell ice cream.
Yeah, so happy cows don't only come from California.
Yes.
They're happy here too. Yeah, and you've worked on 61 productions.
Yeah, I helped produce and direct, and I was a part of 61. That's really hard to believe, but we would do up to like 5 to 9 productions a year.
Wow.
During the 9 years I was there. So
you have to keep your energy up. And
yeah. Yeah, we do. So
yeah, so that's very fascinating too. And you have film credits with Chalk and also Ordinary Family, which, congratulations on it being now on iTunes, Xbox, YouTube, and Amazon. So that's an honor. You're a graduate of Austin College in Sherman, Texas, and University of Texas in Austin.
Right.
So, which leads me to what you do with theater. What inspired you to be involved in?
Well, I actually started out as a musician. I started playing saxophone, and I really dedicated myself to music for most of my early life. And then it wasn't until high school that a high school theater teacher said, "We really need guys. Can you come and audition?" And once that happened, it really changed my course of my artistic pursuits. I love theater. I think it's just that opportunity to kind of break out of your shell, and that was definitely what it was for me. So,
yeah,
and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah, and it shows too, because after watching Ordinary Family, that is an excellent film. I recommend everybody out there watching to check it out and view it, because it's touring now all these different festivals. Is that correct?
Yeah, it actually is kind of winding down, but all last year, starting with our kickoff at the LA Film Festival in LA last summer. And then it's gone around to dozens of festivals all across the country. Yeah,
yeah, because it won the Grand Jury Award for Best Narrative Feature. In New Orleans. At
New Orleans, yeah. We were really pumped about that.
Yeah, that's big. And then Yahoo Voices called the movie a cross between Modern Family and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Yeah.
Just because of the nature of the film and the plot line. Could you tell us a little bit about just...
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell,
who you played
in a nutshell, the story is a great story about a family that, like any family, is having some communication issues with each other. And two brothers are a bit estranged from one another, and one is a priest, and the other one is bringing home his boyfriend for the first time. So there's a lot of issues that come to play.
Right.
And but I think at the heart of the film, it's a film about a family that loves each other very much and figures out how you love each other even when you don't necessarily see eye to eye.
Exactly, yeah, and there's a very important message, especially now with everything going on in the news.
Absolutely.
And everything you see out there. So what is it that you think personally about this film that strikes a chord with a lot of people out there?
Well, I mean, obviously right now the issue of equal rights for marriages, and I think just that issue, we don't take a side in this movie. I think what it does is it presents sort of both ends of the spectrum, and where can we find the middle ground? And I think in America today, we're having a lot of hard time finding middle ground anywhere, politically, religiously, in any way, and so in any realm. So I feel like this film has a lot to talk about, not just about sexuality, but about how do you meet people in the middle? How do you meet them, and how do you love them despite their differences, despite your differences? So I think that's the film's strength.
Yeah, because it touches on topics like acceptance, tolerance, respect, even though you don't understand necessarily somebody else's viewpoint or stance.
How do you love them even when you don't see eye to eye?
That's excellent. So you also were in a film called Chalk.
Yeah, very small cameo role, but the same filmmaker, Michael Akels, the filmmaker, director of both those films. And yeah, the first that film Chalk is about teachers, sort of the...
So you could relate to that.
Yeah, the hardships
being a professor.
that teachers have just being a professor, teaching in the teaching profession, and especially in the public school system. That's really what Chalk deals with, being a public school teacher, which is kind of like, gearing up for battle a lot of times when you're teaching in public schools. But yeah, it's a great film. Look at behind the scenes of teaching in the public school system. Yeah,
and you're in a lot of great roles, a lot of great films. Is there anything that you look for particularly in a role when you audition for it, or is it just something that you just...
Well, those roles were by invitation, so that's by knowing the right person and...
networking.
Networking, absolutely. And that's really how, to me, that dream of making a film came alive, was knowing Mike and knowing the friends to make that film. And, yeah, I'm ready to make another. Yeah,
and you are living the dream because you're living proof. And I've seen how your students react to you, and how they have this great rapport with you, and you're very open, and just because you have this energy that you give off, and so people are like, yes, I want you in my project.
That was a real honor to have my students see the film. And we did a screening, there up in Bryan College Station, and it was a really special moment to have all those students. You see your teacher and you hear them talk about doing the craft, doing acting, but then when they can kind of see you, I think it takes our relationship to a new level. They're like, oh, okay,
right.
It was a real honor. I really love those students, and I love working with them, and the honor of teaching them.
And being part of that too,
Absolutely.
Part of the craft, and doing something that you can pay the bills with too.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's always nice.
Yes, it is.
I like that. Paying bills is good.
Yes, it's always a great thing.
Yeah.
So, is there any role out there that you would like to tackle or do that you haven't done yet?
Well, this happened to me when I was in graduate school for acting at UT. I always kind of got pegged as kind of the nice guy, and even in Chalk and in Ordinary Family, I sort of play someone very straightforward. I'd really like to play someone a little darker, a little meaner. I mean,
I could see that.
I don't know. It would be that it's that challenge of playing something very different than how you are in everyday life, and I think that would be a really great challenge.
I think you could play a role similar to the stepfather.
Oh yeah, you think so?
I think so. You could get away with it. Someone clean cut. You wouldn't expect to be, a little bit of a
little darker,
crazy psycho guy. Yeah, because I understand that too. Being the nice guy, people think, oh, you're only in those roles.
Right.
Those are the only roles you'll play. But as an actor, you'll stretch your instrument and go as far as you need to go with a role.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very, for example, in our town that we're doing here at Rice with Generations Theater, I'm very excited because it's the first time I've had the opportunity to play a father on stage. I've never played a father.
Which now you could, you directly relate to it.
Absolutely.
Because of your real life.
Yeah. My 9-year-old daughter is giving me lots of good
material,
fodder for the stage. Yeah.
Exactly. So, is there anything that you want to mention to our viewers about what you do that people don't know about, as far as like your profession as an artist, as an actor?
I think you're always learning. I think you're always going to see films. You're always going to theater productions, and you're always reading about what's next, who's doing what, who's doing it better than who's doing it the best. Mm-hmm. And you go to those sources and you watch and you read and you learn, and life is continually an education. So you're never too old to continue to learn, and even in the least likely places, you'll learn.
Yes, absolutely. Words of wisdom to follow from a talented actor of an ordinary family. So for those of you that are watching and want to know more about Greg or any of our guests or be part of our show, just write us at ltd@ltdtv.com. Now I've had the honor of interviewing Greg Weiss. Thank you
Thanks,
for coming on the
Roger.
show. And we'll see you guys next time.